To bring in Missouri Senator Roy Blunt, too, the Republican overseeing this, all things happen there on Capitol Hill. He's the chairman of the Joint Congressional Committee on Inaugural Ceremonies. And Senator, thank you for your time, for being with us today. And just give us a sense. We just heard from Sean Spicer and Mike Pence. How do you believe tomorrow will play out based on your position there on the Hill?
Well, I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Certainly, it's the one major event we do every 4 years, and we do it better than anybody else to express what democracy is all about. I think what happens tomorrow in many ways is more important than exactly what's said. A lot of what's said, Shannon and Bill, is what's not said. I mean, you have every 4 years since 1789, we've inaugurated a president. As often as not since World War II, it's not just a new president, it's a different political party. And that peaceful transition of power really matters. I'm looking forward to what the president-elect will have to say a few minutes after he becomes president. But the people on that platform, people watching all over the world, the moment itself is actually more important than any specific policy that's mentioned. That transition of power matters. We're going to see that tomorrow. That's why Mrs. Clinton and President Clinton are there. That's why President Obama and Mrs. Obama will greet the Trumps at the White House early in the morning and then come to the Capitol with them.
Senator, I saw your piece in the Hill earlier today, and you pulled a statement from Ronald Reagan in 1981. He said the following: "In the eyes of many in the world, this every 4-year ceremony we accept as normal is nothing less than a miracle." That's a quote. And there's a reason why that's in there.
He saw it commonplace. Reagan said it was commonplace and a miracle at the same time. And we've been doing this for a long time. Washington believed, Bill, that the inauguration of the second president would be a lot more important than the inauguration of the first president, because in a democracy, one person would be giving up power and giving it to another person. And then the third president, Thomas Jefferson, had what at the time was thought to be a dramatically different view of what the government could and should do than President Adams had. That may have even been a more important transition, but that pattern set in those three transitions is a pattern that we still see today. And whether it was the middle of the Civil War or the middle of World War II, in the United States of America, we had the election, the person that prevailed became the next president.
In the Hall of Politicians tomorrow, you welcome an American businessman. How different will that be?
Well, I think different, and I think different in a good way. I think the synergy that President-elect Trump and tomorrow President Trump brings to this process is a disruptive thing in a helpful way. If you want to change the way things are being done, having somebody who's not totally entrenched in the way things are being done has got to be a helpful part of getting that change made. I think the fact that he's going to be president makes everybody in our system think differently. It makes the American people look at what they would hope can happen from government differently. And I think first and foremost, he's going to be much more focused on better jobs and stronger families next year, rather than being needlessly focused on things that are going to happen 25 years from now. 25 years from now matters, but it's going to be a better 25 years from now if people have better jobs next year and more opportunities next year, and the government understands what the government's supposed to do at all levels, not just in Washington, D.C.